What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the BamaCollegeTake. I'm your host, Jackson Tingle, here with our guest this week, Mr. Emery Wagner. How you doing, Emery?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You back in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I just got back about an hour ago. Took a shower, been unloading. Still
Yep.
got some. Still all that messes in the background. Still unpacking.
Yeah. I'm still back home, high top a chilly Florence, Alabama right now. Planning on going back soon, getting ready for next semester. You got any hard classes, or is it going to be pretty?
Yeah, that's probably my worst semester yet. But
Man,
I don't. No football distract me. So
that's right. Um, there's basketball to worry about, but Bama basketball, tied hoops doesn't really I don't get as stressed as much as when I watch it compared to Alabama football. Like,
asked me a good question one time. He's like, "Would you rather have three basketball national championships or one football?" And I said, "One football." I was like, "I think I just care that much more about football."
yep, I agree. Now, don't get me wrong, I love tied hoops, but Bama football is just,
Mm.
I mean, it's Bama football, and I'm
Yeah.
sure if I checked my heart rate like during the Iron Bowl this year and it got up to like 140, and I was just like sitting on the couch just watching the game. Like I'm sure if I checked that like during a basketball game, like it wouldn't be that bad. But
Yeah.
one game I didn't check it, but I'm sure my heart rate was up there in the 140s. Also, was that Indiana game. So we're gonna touch on that briefly. Lot to talk about, mainly the transfer portal today. Going to touch
Mm.
on that Indiana game a little bit, just because it still hurts a little bit to talk about. Didn't like it at all, honestly. But it's the first time we've lost a game by 35 plus points since Arkansas, 1998. I have no idea what happened that day. I wasn't there, but I watched the game the other day, and we got splattered to keep it short. Um, really, no other way to put it. We got. I like to say this, like we got Alabama'd by Indiana. Like what those
Yeah.
Saban era teams were doing to other programs. That's kind of what happened to us the other day in the Rose Bowl. Um, I think the whole game, at least momentum wise, completely flipped when Kalen DeBoer felt the need to go for it on fourth down inside our own 35-yard line. Like I don't really
Mm.
hate the call because like if we convert right there, then Kalen DeBoer's sitting there looking like a genius. But we didn't get it. 2 plays later, um, Indiana scores, and before that, at the time when we went for it, it was still a 3-0 football game at that point. And I know that sometimes people roll the dice, like Kirk Cignetti himself, like he's a risk taker, a calculated risk taker. But when we went for it on that fourth down, it just felt kind of odd. Um, but like I said, if we convert there, Kalen DeBoer looks like a genius, and I think the momentum still, because then I think the momentum was even. After that, I think it went completely to Indiana's side, because he would have looked like a genius if we converted, but he didn't. We didn't convert, and Indiana got the ball in excellent field position, and scored about a couple plays later. Like I said, so in my opinion, that really changed the entire game, and momentum, at least in favor of Indiana at that point. After that, they doubled us up in total yards, total first downs. They had as many sacks as we had points. There's a stat for you. And Mendoza had more touchdown throws than he did in completions. We also couldn't run the ball again. I mean, it wasn't the most thorough demolition in a big time football game like that, but we got pantsed on national television. Really no other way to put it. But you can't sit here and say, in my opinion, at least, that we didn't belong in that game. A lot of people were saying, this is why Notre Dame should have got in. Bama didn't deserve to be in that game. We were in before the SEC championship game. Keeping us out of the playoffs because of that championship game would have caused a whole lot of changes to the sport. What I like to say is, I said it on the podcast with Cole, I think, when right before the playoffs started, was if they left us out, it would kind of be like having a 65 or a close grade in a class that you're about to fail, and the teacher giving you an extra credit assignment to do to help you pass, and you fail the extra credit assignment, so the teacher fails you in the class. That kind of what, if they left us out of the playoffs for losing that championship game, that's kind of what I think that would have been like. And then we go on the road and get a nasty win in Norman. Wasn't the prettiest, but it was very nasty and gritty win. Showed that our team showed a lot of heart and advanced to round two. So I think Indiana was the better team a couple of days ago in Pasadena, but I don't think they were 38-3 better than us. I think a lot of it was just some coaching errors, and then obviously Ty was not playing his best football. So there's that.
Yeah, I agree with you that the that 4th and 1 call was. I don't hate the call or I hate the play call. Why are we running? Why are we not going north and south? Why are
Yeah.
we going? Why are we going lateral? Why are we running a receiver jet sweep on our own like 35 or something like that on 4th and 1 that early in the game? We're down 3 points. I think it's just awful. Shifted the momentum. Uh, and I mean, defense has to be pretty mad too. They've been put like to up to that point. They're putting up a pretty good game, and they just they don't get even a chance to breathe. Like they're getting terrible field position, and I think like that kind of told the story the whole game. I think there's a lot of other games where defense could have gave up and they got nasty, like the trying to think like I mean the Auburn game the second half the offense was just 3 and out 3 and out like that defense could have gave up and that game could have got a lot worse. Georgia, I mean even though we got blown out, it could have been much worse because the defense had every right to just to give up because the offense couldn't help them out 3 and outs and give them horrible field position. And I think the defense has finally cracked this game and like I think it's a mental thing that they're just done with these 3 and outs and if the other half of the team doesn't get of effort, doesn't care, watch the day.
Yeah. I felt kind of bad. I kind of agree. Like our defense did great all season, especially towards the end of the season because our offense wasn't producing much. So we really, really had to rely on the defense. And I think it just got to the point where we bent our defense so much that they just broke a little bit. So we had a very, very bad start to the beginning of the season and a very, very bad end to the season. And when you have inexplicable results and effort like that, some things are called into question. Um, Obviously, people are mad at Kalen DeBoer. I think I'm still rocking with DeBoer, but I think a couple things need to change. Maybe some other coaching positions need to be let go and replaced. But other than that, like what needs to change? Well, first thing is the run game. It should be a non-negotiable that Alabama is always able to run the football. We always have been. That's kind of what we've been known for. I know that the DeBoer system is different, but we still have to be able to run the football. We weren't able to do that all year. It should also be a non-negotiable that we are able to dictate and control the offensive line. We had the number one rated preseason offensive line in the country, and our offensive line play this year was abysmal. It was terrible. And we have the ability to get whatever athletes that we want. We pay any kind of staff that we want, so there's never any reason for our run game and offensive line play to look the way it did all season, in my opinion. We haven't been able to run the football effectively 2 years in a row. So those are the two main things that really need to change, I think, especially the run game part, but that's also complemented by the offensive line play. Now, if you're Kalen DeBoer and you haven't been able to run the ball 2 years in a row, then either whatever your philosophy is, you haven't been able to fully incorporate that philosophy. Then you got to ask why 2 season ends. Why are we not able to, fulfill, complete that philosophy? Or it could be that there's just a flaw in the philosophy and you got to address it. Those are the two things you need to look at if you're Kalen DeBoer, I think. And there's a lot of things that Kalen DeBoer needs to get figured out with his football program right now, I think. But I think he will, so I'm not worried about it. I trust Kalen DeBoer. I still got faith in him. Like I said, I'm still rocking with him. I'm very proud of this team and what they accomplished this year. Like, if you had told me that we'd be playing in the Rose Bowl after that Florida State loss at the beginning of the year, I would have never believed you at all. And we already touched on it a little bit, but coming back 17-0 at Oklahoma, we had a lot of ups this season. Didn't end the way we wanted it to. There's a couple low moments, obviously. Like the Oklahoma performance the first time, and then the SEC championship game. but then going to Oklahoma, getting that win down 17-0 after playing the way we did in the SEC championship game, like that was good. So like all the adversity this team went through and still making it to the playoffs and then advancing to round two. After that, also in year two of DeBoer, I still got some faith and there's a lot to be proud of from this season. So
Yeah, I agree with you. We gotta address some of these position coaches. O line, he should have been fired already. It's ridiculous that that hasn't been addressed already. Uh, the one argument I can see against it was Saban recruited these big 6'6", 350 pound guys, and they don't really fit DeBoer's system well. And also today's edges and D line are known to be more fast than big, and they just kind of don't match up well. I think maybe if he had the right guys, he could do a good job. But still, having an O line that highly of high recruits and PFF grade, like you said, preseason number 1, it's just inexcusable to be as bad as they are. And that's really been like the tale of Alabama football since 2020. I mean, if you go back every single year, like you could probably say that's the biggest flaw on every team. I mean, give Bryce Young in 21 a good O line, that's probably one of Saban's best teams, and it just didn't. And then yeah, so O line's got to go. I think strength coach. I mean, I think we need to address that. I mean, this team's like, I don't know if it's NIL
yeah,
timing or just what it is, but I mean, ever since COVID, this team's been soft, which is around when this new strength and conditioning coach got hired. I think they need to look into maybe getting a new one of those. Running back coach. I mean, again, we haven't had a good run game, and since Saban's team a few years ago. Even then, that team really wasn't that good at running the ball. We haven't had a good run game since Jameer Gibbs. That and then I still don't have the special teams coordinators on the team. I really don't. I think he should be gone already. Yeah, so I think those things need to be addressed. And one thing I'd like to see is former players stepping up into some of these roles. I mean, guys that are retired, had a good NFL career, but want to get back into coaching. I think this is their time to step up. They lived the golden years of Alabama football, and they can help preserve it by like and Julio Jones is a stretch, but him coming to be a receiver coach. I know they already got the new guy, but just like guys like him stepping up into these coach positions, I think would help us a lot.
yeah. I agree. Like nothing on the special teams part, especially. As I said, like we offensive line play wasn't good all year. Running back, we couldn't run the ball. And then special teams, like a lot of these teams, like especially like Oklahoma teams like that, they kind of rely on some big plays from special teams. Georgia does. Especially, and I think Alabama did when Saban was there. And then you look at this year, and like nothing really exciting happened from special teams at all. No blocked punts unless you count that Oklahoma one, but no blocked punts, no blocked field goals, no kick returns, nothing like that. And nothing explosive, nothing kind of game changing that came from special teams. And special teams is a very underrated aspect of the game, I think, and you can really get some momentum and big plays from special teams. And like really, the last 2 years we haven't had that at all, like nothing at all. So, um, and then yeah, I agree. Like I would love to see some former players like AJ McCarron just got hired as like the Birmingham Stallions head coach. Like maybe bring him in as like an assistant quarterback coach or something. Julio, I know Marquise Mays showed some interest in the receiver coaching position. Julio would be great, and then it would be great. Like we have some guys already. Like Ha Clint Dix is on the staff. He does a great job. I think he loves the standard at Alabama. So I would love to see that. But I'm gonna give this season rating a. I'm gonna go with just a neutral, just a B. Not a B minus, not a B plus, just a B. Um, didn't like how it started. Didn't like how it ended. There was like we talked about. There's just several things that need to be cleaned up, need to be fixed. But we still made it to round two of the playoffs. We had 11 wins. Like a lot of teams would kill for that. Like you look at teams like Auburn's won just off the top of my head, but Michigan had a decent year, but they had a lot of problems in their program, and just like a lot of teams would kill for like 9+ win seasons. So there's a lot to be proud of. Like I said, I would go with a B, with a B, a neutral B there on the season. What would you give it, Emery? Like what would be your rating on the season, like grade wise?
Probably B minus just on account of those blowouts. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Realistically, three blowouts in a season, one to an unranked team is pitiful. But I agree with you. I mean, still, if you just ignore the score of those games, the season I think is like a B plus, approaching an A minus on paper.
Yeah.
But I think with knowing this plus, I gotta give it a B minus.
Yeah. All right. That's really all I've got on the season. You have anything else, Emma? Or you wanna move on here?
We move on talking about preparation for next season.
Yep. We're gonna kind of look ahead for the next season. Um, I'm sure I'm probably gonna roll out some basketball content too, but right now for the rest of this episode, we're gonna talk about um, next season, kind of what we hope that to look like. We got on the right of the screen here all the transfer portal entries from Alabama. Are there any surprises to you from this so far, Emory? We got Richard Young, running back, Cole Adams, Rico Scott, Jalen Hell, Jalen Mbakwe, Bubba Hampton, Wilkin Formby, Olas Alanen. He was offensive tackle. Micah DeBose, he was a true freshman. Joseph Ionata, Raquise Montgomery, Keon Keeley, Noah Carter, Cameron Howard, and Peter Nataro. And one name that's not on this list that went in today is Cam Calhoun.
Yeah. So far, none of the offenses really surprised me. I mean, the whole unit was dysfunctional all year, so it makes sense guys are leaving. But I mean, the defense as a whole worked pretty well. So Noah Carter and Keon Keeley were the two that really surprised me. I think they were both going to step into huge roles next year, and it kind of, especially Keon Keeley, he's been waiting 3 years to finally be a game changer. And
Yeah,
the second, like Oklahoma is his breakout game, I'd say. And right when he's starting to put the pieces together, he dips. Which that one's really the only one that's confused me. Um, Wilkin Formby kind of surprised me, especially him being here. I know our fan base isn't very nice to him. You know, you can argue if that's deserving or not, but I think there's something to say about O line in general. I think there's like a crisis in college football with O line. I think like really there's not many teams with a good O line. It's just hard to find good O linemen. I mean,
yeah,
there's a rumor around Texas A&M offered Formby $1 million. If they're offering Formby $1 million, then you really know there's like a problem with O line in college football right now.
yeah. Um, I agree. Those two that you said, um, Keon Keeley and Noah Carter. Keon Keeley, like he was here with Saban. He was the class of 2023, I believe. So like he stayed,
Yeah.
didn't play a lot, like really at all until the later half of this season. Kind of came on in that Oklahoma game, like you said. And I think he only would have got more playing time next season. So I don't know why he would kind of stick around and stay, and then like this season he's gonna get playing time, um, then turn around and leave. But um, money's always a factor. I guess that could be the reason. Noah Carter, that was the one that I wasn't really shocked about it. I was more like, I guess, upset about that one because he was committed to Washington with the board. DeBoer came to Bama, and then Noah Carter flipped from Washington to Bama, and he's one of those guys that you kind of talked about. He's not like the biggest edge rusher, but like he's quick, he's fast. He had some really good reps this season when he got in. He was a redshirt
Mhm.
freshman, so a lot of eligibility left. Um, but like one thing with him, like I told, like after the game, the Indiana game, there was a shot of they put Kalen DeBoer like walking out to the middle of the field to check Kirk Cignetti's hand. If you look in the background, you can see Noah Carter, and he's like has his back turned, and he's like dapping up teammates, and then he's like hugging them, and it's like, "Love you, bro," like stuff like that. And like
Mhm.
I looked at my girlfriend at the time. And I said he's gonna enter the transfer portal after I saw that. Um,
Yeah.
but I think he's going to be really good. Whoever picks him up is going to get a dog there. And then another one that I was both upset at and kind of shocked at was Rico Scott leaving. That
Mhm.
one he was the fastest guy on the team. So I don't really, like I said, I guess money's always a factor.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, the only thing I can imagine is maybe they're, bringing in their own receivers. Maybe, I mean, maybe they're hope. I'd like to think freeing up cap space for Cam Coleman, but I mean, that's a wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But
Um,
he shocked me, but. especially with how thin our receiver room's getting. Like you'd think he'd
Yeah,
hang around at least for more year.
yeah, for sure. But I guess that could be a telltale sign that maybe Horton's coming back. Like, who knows, man? Or maybe it's a
Mm,
sign that we're getting Cam Coleman because he's visiting on Wednesday. So I don't know. Who knows?
yeah.
Or we could use that money and throw it towards some O lineman. I think, like you said, there's really no team in college football with a good O line. Like, really, the only one I could think of is Michigan. They've always had a good offensive line. I think they had one this year. So, and then Alabama has one incoming guy from the portal. This happened like I think before the Oklahoma game. Though I want to say is tight end Josh Ford from Oklahoma State. Started at Oklahoma State, he's transferring in, entered the portal, committed to Bama about a week later. I think he's going to be a good replacement for Josh Cuevas. So, but we'll see. Um, what would you say is our like we have a tight end like we're I think another okay, who would is there anyone else you think is going to enter the portal? I'm sure there's going to be more, but at the time we're filming this, it's January 4th at about 9 o'clock. Let me check. Where's my phone at? It's in front of me. Let me check Instagram and see if anybody else has entered the portal right now as we speak. Um,
Uh,
but other than
I
that,
think so.
do you have like anyone else you think might go in?
Maybe Xavier Mincy. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think we're gonna. I think there's always one guy or two a year that really shocks you when they hit the portal, and I wouldn't be surprised if we lost like someone that we really need in the secondary. But yeah, I think Zay Mincy. I think Ivan Taylor started getting some pretty meaningful reps towards the end of the season, and I think that's kind of a transition in them. They want him to be the guy next year. Oh, I guess it also all depends what Sab and Hubbard are doing. But
yeah,
if I mean both of them could return, and if they both return, and Ivan Taylor is as good as advertised, I think I think Xavier Mincy could hit the portal.
yeah. Um, I agree. I think maybe Xavier Mincy. He was a 5 star. Would be good to keep him, I guess. But um, I'm trying to think. I don't really know if anybody else that could. Maybe I don't know. Maybe another linebacker. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing so far, like the latest updates, is um, Arizona State running back Raleek Brown will visit Alabama on January 6th. NC State transfer offensive lineman Jacarius Peak is a player to watch for us. USC defensive lineman Devin Thompkins is will visit Alabama on January 5th. Mississippi State offensive lineman Jimothy Lewis is currently on a visit to Alabama. Um, and Ty Simpson will make a decision on his future by the end of the week. And then, um, well, I had it there just refreshed, but a Michigan offensive lineman will visit Alabama on the 5th also. And then I know Cam Coleman's scheduled to visit on Wednesday, like I said. So, what would you say is our biggest needs from the portal, Emery? Like what position
O
wise?
line without a doubt. I mean, I don't know how many O line we have on the team left. We might have
Yeah,
like 7 or 8.
yeah,
And I mean, so like we pretty much be playing several freshmen next year, which you can play freshmen at a lot of positions, but O line and along with quarterback, those two positions are very difficult to have a freshman go there.
yeah. Um, and we threw Michael Carroll in there some this season, so I think he might
Mhm.
step up. He'll be good, but still, like I said,
Yeah,
you gotta get some experience on that O line for sure. I think our biggest needs are linebackers and offensive linemen also. I think we also need. I think we have 5 receivers in our receiving room right now, so we're gonna need
yeah,
a couple more receivers.
we 4, so we at the very least need some depth pieces.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Um, and then just a couple guys. We need a punter also. I don't know if anybody knows that, but we need a punter. um, uh,
I go do
yeah.
that.
These are just a couple guys, kind of a long list I got here. If you got any after me, Emery, just like these are guys like I have no idea how likely we are to get any of these guys. Obviously, I just went through. These are just some guys that I kind of I think we should at least reach out to, at the bare minimum, because they're good. So I got offensive tackle Andrew Sprague from Michigan. Tackle Carius Kern from LSU. He's currently the number one offensive tackle in the portal. I see him going to Ole Miss though. Honestly, the LSU Ole Miss beef right now is something.
Ole Miss against the Dogs for the portal.
Yeah, so is Indiana, dude.
Yeah.
Um, but I've got offensive tackle Josiah Thompson from South Carolina. Um, inside O lineman Colton Prince from Baylor. Inside O lineman Caden Strayhorn from Michigan. He's the guy that is gonna visit soon. That
Yeah.
refresh on my Instagram. That's him. Caden Strayhorn. In, inside offensive lineman Jimmy T. Lewis from Mississippi State. He's the one that's currently on a visit right now. And then linebackers, I got Rasheed Biles from Pitt. I think he'll be a good pickup. He had a really good season. And then Caleb Woodson from Virginia Tech. He's a linebacker. He is set to. He may have already had his visit. I think he had his visit today. He'll have
Mhm.
1 year of eligibility. He's a senior, but he's had a great career at Virginia Tech. Linebacker Devin Bryant from Washington. I think that DeBoer Washington pipeline could come in right there. And then this guy entered the portal today, linebacker Amari Campbell from Penn State. He was their starting one of their starting linebackers. He's very good linebacker. Um, and then I've got defensive line. We need a couple of defensive linemen also, especially with um, some edge rushers too. Devin Thompson from USC. He's coming on a visit. One I just named. Defensive lineman Kavion Henderson from Arkansas. He's from Leeds, Alabama, which is kind of closer to Auburn. It's about like an hour 45 from Tuscaloosa, so maybe something to look out there. Maybe. Um, and then edge rushers like about AJ Green from Louisville and Javion Campbell from Kentucky. Um, and then we're also there's two running backs visiting. Hollywood Smothers from NC State, he's going to visit soon, and then like I said, Raleek Brown from Arizona State, he's going to visit soon. I think both of those guys are both in the top four of running backs in the portal right now. And then safety Ty Benefield from Boise State is the number two safety in the portal, and then I've got Cam Coleman from Auburn, Malcolm Simmons from Auburn, Mylan Graham entered the transfer portal from Ohio State today. A lot of people compare him to Jamison Williams. So,
Mhm.
and then punter, I have Adam Watford from the University of North Alabama. So,
Ready to get a little home pickup.
yep, that's
Um,
that's all I have though for that.
yeah, you pretty much named everybody I had listed, except I think I had uh, Brock Riker, O lineman from Texas State. I don't know if you mentioned him. I know every big school's already offered him, so
Yeah,
I know he's up there in the portal. Mention everybody else that I had listed,
yeah.
except Trey Richardson. He was a really good Vanderbilt receiver, right? Like just shy of 1,000 yards. He definitely
Okay.
wouldn't be a bad pickup.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and then, like you said, Hollywood Smothers. I'm big on him. He's drawn a lot of Jameer Gibbs comparisons, so that's why I really like him.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of had a long list there. That's on me, but like I was just trying to fire them off. But and then the other running back that's visiting, Raleek Brown from Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
He was at USC before Arizona State, and he was teammates with Demani Jackson. Because I saw like today, like he entered the portal, and it was like he's set to visit Alabama, and Demani Jackson posted it on it like he's set to visit. He posted that on his story, and I was like, why is he like okay? How does he know this? Like guys are friends in college football, things like that. And I looked more into it. They were teammates at USC, so
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's all I have, Emery. You got anything else you want to touch on? Hopefully, we gave I gave this season a B, gave it a B minus. We're looking to be in the A's next season. We're looking to pass with some flying colors next season. But
Yeah, just Ty Simpson, the quarterback situation next year could
yeah,
be. I really don't know what to think of it.
yeah, I think one more. I think a quarterback's gonna go in the portal too. I'd rather it be Austin Mack than Keelan, if anything. Um, but who knows? I think it's all gonna come down to what Ty ends up doing. So, what would if you were Ty Simpson, Emery? What would you do?
Absolutely go to the draft. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, not horrible, but a weak quarterback class,
Yeah.
and I mean I mean, he probably will be a first rounder. If not, 'cause, I mean, if he comes back, he's risking. He's been, I mean, had some bad injuries this year. I mean, partly due to his O line not doing the job, but um, I mean, he's risking next year coming back doing an injury. And I mean, think about how many guys were in the same position as him the year before. It's like okay, you had a pretty good season. Like you haven't. It seems like you do nothing but better. Let's see. Who was the LSU quarterback? I forgot his name, but
Nussmeier?
yeah, him. I mean, him. Cade Klubnik. They both could have gone to the draft, but like them coming back, it's like everybody's like, oh yeah, these guys will be
Yeah,
clear quarterback one next year. First, nope. It's like take it while you can,
yeah,
and I think that'd be the best decision for him. He's also, I mean, he's a fourth year. He's kind of getting old.
yeah.
Um, that at a certain point that plays a factor into the draft. And I think right now would be the time to go.
Yeah, the only like I think he's still like the third quarterback off the board. Like, and there's plenty of teams in the NFL that need a quarterback right now. So I think he has very high football IQ. I think that's one of his best aspects. I think that's what makes him a really good player. He's very knowledgeable in the game of football. So he's a good field general. I think his only other choice is okay. I hate to say it but I want to see Keelan Russell next year. I want Keelan Russell with the keys.
Yeah, I do. There's upside. I'm honestly fine with Kim or Mac. I think both of them have a higher ceiling than Ty Simpson.
Hmm.
As great as he is, I think both of their ceilings higher. I think they're both better natural passers. Uh, and I mean, I trust this staff, but I mean, I really don't want to. If it is Mac, I really don't want to see them let Keelan go. I mean, if I open my phone, I see it's the portal. My heart's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna feel kind of like those Auburn fans felt when Deuce Knight hit that thing.
It's way worse because I mean, it was. I mean, Deuce Knight was dropping hints he was going to transfer, and he
Yeah.
just left for a bag. But like, oh,
Oh yeah.
that hurt.
Um, and then I guess Ty's only other choice. Like he could potentially if he doesn't go to the draft, okay, if he goes to the draft, he's projected like below. He's gonna be projected like below 25th overall, something like that. He could probably make
Mm.
more money going into the transfer portal than he could be taken. I was listening to a podcast today. I can't remember who it was. Somebody from On Three, but they were like, if someone's not taking 23rd or above, like first round, like 23rd overall or above in the NFL draft, they like on average could make more money entering the transfer portal. The 24 spot and below could make more money, but I don't know, man. A lot of factors into it. I heard this. You could consider this hearsay, so that who knows how much truth there is to it. But I was talking to someone the other day. It's a professor at Alabama who had Cam Dewberry in his class, and before the season started, he was talking to Cam Dewberry and was like, "Hey, who's gonna be the quarterback?" And he said that Cam Dewberry told him that Ty Simpson controls the offense better than anyone else. But if Keelan Russell could learn the playbook more, he is like light years beyond where the other two guys are. But also Mac showed some flashes in that game too. So I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah,
factors. There's a lot of factors to it, but
yeah. One last thing I'll say. I heard some rumors that if Ty hits the portal, two schools to look out for would be Oregon and Tennessee,
yeah,
which that just neither makes sense to me. As good as he is, both those offenses thrive off like deep shots and big plays,
yeah.
which that's like his biggest weakness as a quarterback. So I just thought, I mean, that's just kind of immediately ruled that out as false to me.
Yeah. He's from Tennessee, so I kind of get that one. But I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
If I were him, I would go to the draft too, honestly. But
Yeah.
maybe because I don't know. If he comes back to Bama, he's not guaranteed to be the starter. You know,
hmm
in my
If
opinion.
they, it might be a money thing because like if he comes back to Bama, they're gonna probably pay him a lot, and it's like they're gonna feel as if they need to get their money's worth and him be the starter.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
think, I mean, they probably pay him a good bit with him gone, and all these players were even. We're gonna have a good bit of cap space to grab some good people out of this portal,
Hmm.
and I really hope Courtney Morgan's doing a good job reeling them in.
Yeah. Um, just a lot of factors, things that could happen. Who knows? Like Isaiah Horton still got to make a decision. Proctor, he's probably gonna he could come back. I think he's gonna go to the draft, but just a lot of
Yeah.
factors. So who knows what'll happen? Like I said, we're filming this on January 4th, so we've said everything that we know as of now. But we'll keep
Yeah.
an eye out. We'll I guess yeah we'll keep an eye out on it. So that's all I've got, Emery. You got anything else?
What do you think? You think Brailsford would come back? Hope so.
He could. I think there's a better
Yeah.
chance of him coming back than Proctor.
Yeah. And then Sab and Hubbard. I think Hubbard will come back. I think
Mhm.
Sab's a question mark.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sab hit the portal either.
Yeah.
Um, I think as a staff, it's better to roll the dice. He's okay. He's good. I'll say he's good. But I think one of these guys behind them have this higher ceiling, and it's better just to roll the dice on one of them being better.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
if not, like they may enter the portal if he comes back.
yeah.
But you wanna know who's good? Uh,
Two.
Keon Sab's younger brothers. I think that he has two younger brothers. I think he has three, but two of them are twins, and one of them is like the number one recruit in like the class of 2027. So
And you go. And you go get at him.
yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Um,
We
anything
also
else?
have a dog recruiting class coming in.
Yeah, we do.
I'm very. It's the most sad I've been about a recruiting class in forever. It seems like one, I mean, they're all studs.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it seems like a brotherhood behind them. Like I remember after we took that FSU loss, I was like, dude, these kids are about to decommit. None of them decommitted, and they made public statements saying like we got together and we said this isn't like we're different. Like we're gonna change stuff like this, and I mean. God forbid they or let them stay together. I think that's a one can be one of our best recruiting classes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. One guy I hope that stays is Dijon Lee.
Me too. I love Dijon Lee.
Yep.
Um, I think he will.
Yeah, I think you will too. Let's he leaves for a bag, but we're like you said, we're gonna have some cap space. The portal door, hey, it's open both ways. It's as open out as it is open in. So
Yeah, so I think there's like 3,000 people on it. I mean, I gotta probably say 90% of that's not good enough to play at Bama, but still,
yeah,
I mean, it's always diamonds in the rough, and I feel like that's one thing the staff's good at. It's like evaluating people who don't have all the sight lots. Jared
Yeah.
Brooks, like people like him that like 3 stars, or people that come from smaller schools, like
yeah,
Josh Cuevas. Like I think they're good for finding people like that, and
yeah.
hopefully take advantage of it.
Yeah. London Simmons is another one. He was a 3-star, and like he's probably gonna be our starting nose tackle next year if he stays.
Yeah,
Always got to throw that
I
in
mean,
there.
he should. With Keenan gone, I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that guy who's already having a good season.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to throw in the if he stays at this point in the year. But all right,
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, Emery. Life's busy, especially as are you like a chemical engineering major, something like that?
Yeah, it's precisely what I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just like draw all day and stuff. But
Yeah,
life's
color,
busy.
color
Though.
book.
Life's busy. We appreciate you coming on. In my opinion, you know a lot of Bama football. So appreciate you coming on. Maybe you'll be back. So we'll see you then. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. We'll catch you next time. We're gone.